Let's look at another one. Let's look at negative square root of 48. Again, there's more than one way to do this one, but let's start out with negative and let's work on how do you break down the 48. The quickest way to break down the 48 is that it's a 3 times a 16. So we've got on the outside, before we do anything, we've got this negative sign. So our answer will be a negative. We have the square root of 16, which is 4. And then we've got the square root of 3. So we've got negative 4 square roots of 3. And again, we were stuck with that 3 because you can't take the square root of 3. It just needs to stay inside. Let's look at D. We've got negative square root of 24. How can we break down the 24? Well, we've got 24 breaks down into, there's no good way to do this. There's actually only one way to do it, is a 4 times 6. Now, we can take the square root of just the 4. The square root of 4 is a 2. Now keep in mind we had a negative here on the outside, so our answer will be a negative 2. Now it seems pretty big, but we can't do anything with this 6. We can't take the square root of 6. And it doesn't break down any further, so we're stuck with that square root of 6 still. So our final answer is this negative 2 square roots of 6. Here, let's look at another problem. We've got the cube root of 16. This time, we've got a big cube root. So whatever I break off, I want to make sure I can take the cube root of that. Well, the only thing I can break 16 off into that I can take the cube root off is 8. So I can break 16 into 8 times 2. Now then I can take the cube root of 8, which is 2. However, I'm still stuck with this 2 inside of the cube root. There's nothing I can do inside of that cube root with the 2. So I'm stuck with 2 cube roots of 2, and that's it. If you were looking at a fifth root, like you are in F, you'd want to break off something that you can take the fifth root of. So the first thing I would look at is what is 2 to the 5th, which is 32. So 128 divided by 32. 128 divided by 32 is 4. So I can rewrite this 128 as 32 times 4. The reason why I'd want to do this is this means because 2 to the 5th is 32, that the fifth root of 32 is 2. The problem is, just like all the others, you're stuck with this 4. You cannot take the fifth root of the 4, so it's going to stay inside of that fifth root as the fifth root of 4. But this is our final answer. 2 fifth roots of 4. We did break off something.